Now let's talk about the symptoms of MS. MS can occur between the ages of 16 and 50, but is typically diagnosed between the ages of 20 to 40. I mean, symptoms can take minutes, it can take days to manifest, and these symptoms do tend to come and go. Now, MS has non-specific symptoms and depends on where the lesions are in the brain or in the spinal cord. And so to understand the symptoms better, I've decided to group them into body systems. So if we look at the eye, now MS causes a symptom called optic neuritis, where you have inflammation of the optic nerve, and it is one of the early signs and symptoms of MS. So basically, you can have symptoms such as blurry vision, temporary loss of vision in one eye, and pain on eye movement. Another symptom is double vision, where it can be the effects of MS on the brain as opposed to the optic nerve, which you get in optic neuritis. It's not usually noticeable, but if you're looking down or looking sideways, you might notice double vision. Double vision can also affect your balance and cause nausea and vertigo symptoms. Another eye symptom that is a characteristic feature of MS is called internuclear ophthalmoplegia. For example, when looking to the left, the right eye keeps looking straight ahead. Now, MS can also affect the brainstem and the cerebellum. Now, the cerebellum is part of the brain that's responsible for coordinating movement and balance and has a part in vision and eye movement. So with this, you would expect difficulties with swallowing, speech, and ataxia is when you have unsteady walking gait, being clumsy with loss of balance, lack of muscle coordination, experiencing tremors, where you're so shaky that you're not able to hold a glass properly, as well as vertigo, where you have the sensation of the room spinning round. Now, one specific symptom to look out for is spasticity, where you have muscle stiffness and spasms. Here, the muscles feel so stiff that your fingers are actually quite difficult to move and slow to relax. Walking can be difficult, and with spasms, you can get uncontrolled twitching or jerking of the muscles. This means that you are at risk of having falls, losing your balance, and your sleep at night is also affected. MS can affect the bladder, where you get bladder symptoms such as urgency, where you feel the need to pee all the time. Then there's frequency, where you're actually going to the toilet all the time. And you also have incontinence symptoms, where you're experiencing leakage of your urine. Your MS can also affect your bowel, where you have bowel symptoms such as leakage of feces, constipation, and loose bowel motions. MS causes sexual problems such as erectile dysfunction in men, where you do not have an ability to hold or keep an erection for longer enough for satisfactory intercourse. In women, you would expect loss of libido, loss of sensation, reduced orgasm or sexual pleasure. And then you have other non-specific symptoms such as pain, where you have nerve pain or musculoskeletal pain, brain fog, where you have loss of memory, and it takes a long time before you can even process thoughts and the words that you actually want to say. And fatigue is one of the main symptoms that most MS sufferers actually complain about, which is not your usual tiredness, but extreme tiredness where you cannot even get out of bed to do your daily activities. And it's the common reason where people are actually not able to continue with work. Then you have other symptoms such as tingling, where you might have a sensation of tingling going up one arm or leg, a burning sensation or itching sensation of the skin. Now, there are 3 important clues to know if you have MS. One clue, as I mentioned, was the internuclear ophthalmoplegia, where basically if you're looking to the left, one eye is looking to the right. The second clue is called Lhermitte sign, where you have this electric shock-like sensation when you flex your neck downwards. Now, the third clue is called uhtoff sign, where your symptoms actually get worse on exposure to heat. So for example, if you have a hot shower or hot water bath, you might notice that your symptoms are actually worse afterwards. Now, there's one important symptom to note called the MS hug. What is an MS hug? So an MS hug is when you experience this tightness, like a tight band around your chest or one side of your body, and it can be so discomforting that you find it difficult to actually breathe or painful to breathe. And it's thought to be due to spasms in the intercostal muscles as well as nerve-related pain. It can be quite a distressing symptom to experience, because if you're having chest tightness or chest pain, the one condition that you're worried about is, am I having a heart attack? So being familiar with your symptoms is quite important, because you need to know the difference between a heart attack or heart-related chest pain and an MS-related chest pain. And this symptom can actually cause extreme anxiety in a lot of MS sufferers who experience MS hug. Now, as I said, not everyone with MS gets all the symptoms that I've mentioned. Symptoms can vary from one person to another person, and it can also vary from day to day. So one day you might have tingling, and the next day you might have lack of muscle coordination. You have good days and you have bad days. Symptoms of MS are very unpredictable. Now, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please feel free to share, like, and subscribe.